Okay, episode 2. Welcome. I've left it quite late. In some ways, I think the second one is harder than the first one. Because the first one you only would have done if you felt motivated. The second one's the real test. So I'm doing it. What's been on my mind today? I've had one of those days where I didn't feel quite so motivated in the morning. But then this thought that I'm about to share with you pulled me through. So this is about urgency, and I think I'll probably make more than one part on this same topic. But the aspect of it that I want to cover today is about the way that it seems to me that the structure of the world is going to change as a result of artificial intelligence. Everyone's talking about it, and I think it's for good reason. There's a quote, I think it was Archimedes, and it's, "Give me a lever long enough and a place to stand, and I'll move the earth." You can think of leverage in a number of ways. One way that I think is useful to think about it is about almost the amplification on your inputs that you can achieve. And I think artificial intelligence is one way that leverage is starting to be magnified massively. The amount that you can do with a certain amount of effort is increasing at a pretty steady and actually growing rate. So why is that a case for urgency? In my mind, I think the economy, the structure of the way that the world works is going to change massively in the next 10 or 20 years. I don't know how long it'll take, but it seems imminent to me. So I've been thinking about what that means for someone, a young person like me, what we should be doing. And it seems to me like it's a game of positioning for this next period. If things are going to change in a substantial way, then I think it's all about being in the best position possible when that does eventually happen. So it's kind of, I'm conceptualizing my career in two ways, kind of two chunks, where the first chunk is about positioning, and then the second chunk is about capitalizing on the position that you've achieved once the structure of the economy and possibly society itself has changed. I think as AI brings more leverage to people who control it, there's going to be a lot of people who are left out in the cold. Now, you can disagree with that, you can resist it if you like, but I think the cleverer thing is to think about how to establish yourself within the rules of the game. The best thing to do would be, on the side, be one of the people who's controlling things. The second best thing to do would be one of the people who can afford the freedom to choose how much or how little they use whatever's created. And then the worst outcome in this positioning phase is that you don't have any freedom and you don't have any skills that allow you to be in one of the former two positions. So that's sort of what I'm doing at the moment, positioning. The primary goal is developing the skills to get on the right side of that. The secondary goal is developing the resources or the connections to ensure the freedom to choose when that does eventually happen. So those are my thoughts. Maybe we'll look back and they'll be completely wrong. But that's what's giving me a sense of urgency today. So I ended up doing a good day of work, and I'll do the same tomorrow. Good luck. Keep going.